I was a troubled kid, had a lot of anger problems, got into a lot of drugs, a lot of mischief, stealing, you name it, I've done it.
So about 8 years ago is when we first came to know the Lord. We had gotten our life for about 3-4 years. Life was great. Then life got a little bit harder, so we kind of backed away and we started living how we used to live before we came to know God.
My family and I, we were pastoring a church, and God just transitioned us, and we were looking for a place that we could go until we heard the next steps from God.
Lost Glenn, my younger brother, to a heroin overdose. Losing him was like losing a son. First time our family felt true pain.
All of a sudden, all these bad things were happening. I went into a depression and got diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I went back to drinking, I was doing drugs, and my marriage was about to be over. So I tried to end my life.
I went through about 8 months of just heartache and going to court, thinking I'm gonna go away for 7 years is what they wanted to give me. And I go before the judge and he tells me he's gonna give me 60 days. That moment in time, that's when I realized that God's real.
When it was time for us to make our transition, God just made all the right connections, and we were still praying about where to go and what God was saying next, and God just opened the door for us to be at JFA.
I decided that I needed to go to church. So I came to JFA and I just basically cried the entire service. I knew that I was in the right place, but I was so broken. And that day I turned my life over to God. And in that moment, I felt everything come off of me. I felt the bipolar come off of me, the anxiety, the alcoholism, our marriage was restored.
I've learned coming here that you get fed here. And when you come in to that door and you've lost your brother, you're as empty can be. And to be filled in just an hour, what you've been chasing for your entire life, that was the defining moment that said there's something real here.
So while I've been at JFA, my family and I have just met unparalleled love, and we've been embraced. I knew we needed a place of safety, a place of recovery, a place that we can just be poured into. And I really know that God has sent my family to JFA, and JFA is what my family needs right now.
I was welcomed the second I walked through the door. People I didn't know, they wanted to have a conversation with me. They wanted to know about me. They actually cared. I just saw how happy people were. Ever since I came to JFA, I felt that immediate feeling of relief. I just felt fresh every time I came here.
I walked in the church that night broken, but I left the church like almost skipping. I had such joy in my life and such in my heart and such peace.
And my husband, he and I were talking, and he said, I just feel safe. It's just not my husband and I. Our children are being loved on. So yeah, I know, I'm just like, God, you're just so good.